Hi, I'm Dane Brent Lubart. I love cooking, performing, YouTube, history, the outdoors and its wildlife, and all kinds of comedy from The Honeymooners to Melissa McCarthy. Oh yes, and something else about me. Let's make it easy by giving it a label. I have autism. I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. I've got magic, but they don't see it.
He is definitely on the spectrum. He gets completely overwhelmed if you ask him two things at once. He cannot process a lot of information. You know, he would tantrum because he gets so overwhelmed by stimuli. He had a very loud voice, however, if a balloon popped near him, he'd fall completely apart.
When he was first diagnosed, you get this piece of information that you either fold or you go to war.
When you're a parent of someone with special needs, you're riding shotgun the whole time. It's one of the most painful things, watching someone you adore hurt, rejected, and you just know that they're a holy, sacred being, but the world doesn't see them that way. The world's really pretty harsh about differences.
Being bullied and picked on, you know, it was a struggle, but at the same time, it toughened me.
He was unafraid always, in an innocent way. And now I see a man who wants to change the world.
He has this unique gift where he can get out on the stage and really be an ambassador to the neurotypical world and the world of families dealing with kids on the spectrum who are overwhelmed and need some hope.
I walked into this not knowing that Dane was such a terrific performer, that he was so enigmatically beautiful on stage. He just takes to stage like no one I've ever met before.
Every day is so wonderful.
Every time performing with Dane is a real touching experience because most audiences don't know what they're about to see.
We are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring us down.
The intensity of what he has to offer is like, wow. He has real power, real power.
Today, don't you bring me down today.
Until he was about 21, 22, he was distraught at the idea of telling anyone he was on the spectrum. He was so certain he would be looked at as much less than and so inferior.
When I was in middle school, there was this teacher who got very impatient with me because I couldn't understand algebra. He called me a retard in front of the whole classroom and the whole class laughed. It was like, it literally scarred me for life. And then there's that word. You're such a retard. That's so retarded. Retard? Yeah, I'm talking about you, you stupid retard. Retard. Hearing retard goes through me like a knife in the heart.
The most powerful part of the performance is the use of the R word. Dane does a really good job at addressing that in a healthy way.
For I know there'll be no more tears in heaven.
It was really inspiring to see someone who experiences the everyday life of having autism and just to see like how he deals with it and how his experiences affects his everyday life.
And through these crazy times, it's you.
I've known Dane since he was a baby. Dane is standing up there and he's full voice. He is not shy and he's open and he's inviting all of us into his world. He's just radiant.
You're a wishing well.
When I see Dan on the stage, it makes me feel happy that he's doing what he loves and he's inspiring people.
You're every minute of my everyday, and I can't believe
He gives people an insight what it's like to be autistic.
Seeing Dane in such a commanding role on stage and feeling really confident in himself and happy to share about himself is really sort of emotional for me as a sister because I've seen him struggle so much, but I also know that he has so much depth and so much humanity in himself, and getting to see him express that is just wonderful.
It brought a lot of light to people who are under the autism spectrum, me, myself included. It's been sad because no one really sees what we go through. No one really pictures how hard it is to just cope and try to fit into a world that feels like they don't want us.
Disabled people are treated as inferior people, like as inferior beings.
I think we also need a revolution for the developmentally disabled, and I want to be part of it.
My Life on the Spectrum is a really great way to show that us disabled people aren't actually inferior, but we face struggles just like other people.
If you want to make the world a better place.
A show like this is important because you have someone who is living with a disability discuss his experiences, his feelings.
I also have a 27-year-old autistic son, and I wish every neurotypical and autistic person could see the show because it's so inspiring.
Make that change.
He wants the world to get better and safer and fairer.
The power of this project is that it can change people. It can change people's perception of what special needs is, what autism or Asperger's is.
Make that change.
To see him bring out the emotion really touched a space in my heart.
'Cause I have wings, yes, I can fly.
There's so much about Dane I look up to. His strength, his courage. What he is creating is a positive role model who suffers from autism. And suffers is even the wrong word there. Who thrives with this diagnosis.
One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe. Who believes in me?
I'm so relieved and happy for him because there was so much struggle and pain. So it's cathartic for me, and it's a complete triumph for him.